Whoa, 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 hold on. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have VRR, but not only variable refresh rate, it's going to have HDR as well as 120 Hz display. That is insane. I'm just waiting for the resolution to be revealed. I'm really hoping that it's a 1080p display because all those bells and whistles added to it makes me think it's going to be 720p resolution instead of 1080p. But I'm really hoping for a 1080p display because if we get VRR along with HDR and 120 Hz with 1080p, then the Nintendo Switch 2 will effectively replace most of my handhelds that I have right now. Because we all know that a lot of the newer titles are coming out officially for the Nintendo Switch 2 and nobody supports games like Nintendo. I mean, they even got a game like Batman Arkham Knight to work on the original Nintendo Switch, and that's actually not a bad port. And it took them only a month to fix it. So to have a variable refresh rate display, if you don't know, variable refresh rate gets rid of most of the stuttering and screen tearing. That means that it's going to have probably low latency with low input delay as well. And if you watched my videos before, you know that I absolutely love VRR on the ROG Ally. That thing dominates, even with games like Resident Evil 4 Remake. VRR has been an essential tool in making the ROG Ally one of the best handheld PCs on the market. If the Steam Deck had it, then there would pretty much be nothing special about the ROG Ally. The Steam Deck doesn't have it, so some people are seriously looking into both systems and wondering which one to get. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be the split down the middle. It not only has VRR, but it has a 120 Hz display as well as HDR. Now, if you don't know what HDR is, it is the answer to OLED for LCD displays. It pretty much makes an LCD display look similar to an OLED display. It makes the darks darker and the lights extremely light. The Steam Deck OLED not only has an OLED display, but it has HDR support as well, which means that it can go up to 1000 nits. Now, the Nintendo Switch 2 is not going to have an OLED display, so it's probably not going to reach up to 1000 nits, but I can imagine it going above 500 nits, which is higher than the original handheld. But yeah, I'm so excited hearing these rumors about the screen. I'm also very relieved that Nintendo is going full force with their hardware with the Nintendo Switch 2. They are not holding back. They're looking at every single one of the competition and they're prepared with apparently VRR, HDR, and 120 Hz. I think 120 Hz is the sweet spot, especially if Nintendo Switch 2 uses the rumored DLSS frame generation. If they use frame generation along with VRR technology, then there's almost no game that the Nintendo Switch 2 can't handle. But I absolutely cannot wait for next month for Nintendo to reveal everything officially and confirm all of these details. But for now, I'm extremely excited, and I'm holding on to my $5 to go to GameStop to pre-order this thing. I'm just kidding. I know that the online stores are going to be flooded the second they open those pre-order floodgates. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this new updated rumor about the Nintendo Switch 2. Is it rejuvenating your faith in the handheld? Do you think you're going to get one now? Because I am 110% going to buy a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm telling you that right now. And I was actually one of the first people on day one to get a Nintendo Switch. Funny story, I actually had a fever at the time and there was a storm happening. I was waiting online with a bunch of other Nintendo fans, but I wasn't really a Nintendo fan. I actually hadn't bought a Nintendo system since the 3DS. But those Nintendo fans made the wait that much more bearable, even with my fever. And I waited a full 8 hours to be one of the first people to get a Nintendo Switch 1. So yeah, I might have to do the same with the Nintendo Switch 2. I really hope that there's a big physical release for this because I've been craving something similar to how it was in the old days, which it is now called the old days, which is 8 years ago, where people actually used to wait outside of stores in order to get what they wanted. They didn't order it online and waited impatiently at their houses for it to show up and then say it never showed up when it actually did. I don't do that. They actually waited outside the store like normal, honest citizens and talked to others about the system that they're excited about. I remember waiting on that line for 8 hours straight talking to these people, and I gotta say, Nintendo fans are amazing because that wait could have been unbearable if it wasn't for them. But I hope I'll go through the same exact thing without the fever with the Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the Nintendo Switch 2. I'll see you guys next one. Later.